Hello everyone. This topic is for those people who judge themselves too harshly. Uh, Basically, you know, if you're somebody who believes in divine gods, deities, or anything, you would know that they love us. Why? Because they're filled with compassion, kindness, and that is unconditional love. The understanding of God is unconditional love. Means closer to the divinity means it's always unconditional love. When there is unconditional love, there is no space for anything opposite. That is criticism, judgment, cruelty, and anything that's suffocating and bad. Which means the more we behave closer to something similar to what divine exhibits, since our true nature is divine itself, it means we are internally, consciously expanding. This is exactly where it's essential for humans to be kind, being very kind and gentle and understanding of themselves, and not to be too criticizing, or how would I say, you know, it's a balance that one has to be practicable, not to be too lazy, not to be too strict with themselves. There are a lot of people who do things because it feels like if it is not in a right place, it doesn't look good, it doesn't feels good, or it's messy, something like that. It's because of the childhood trauma that they were taught to, because they were trained by somebody. This is exactly how it's supposed to be. Keep this that place. It has to be in this place itself. It has to be in that place itself. Why? Because for somebody it looked messy. It does not mean that that is how it is. Because for somebody who is growing up, if they are led to live to follow their heart, they would know what to choose in their life. And it is very important, someone who's having that self-confidence means the divine, the universe completely supports them, so they have a higher chance of being successful in their life. It is not the life, the path that they have chosen. It is the self-confidence, because they believe in themselves. It is because they choose from their heart. They decide to give a chance to their desires, their dreams, their wishes, and they follow their heart. And by intuitively, divine always helps. They were able to easily pick up that intuition, the guidance from the above. No, even on a normal basis, people don't understand, because almost every day when we go to sleep, we go to a different realm. How many people realize it? It's up to them to decide. People suddenly waking up, they felt like they were traveling somewhere, they were somewhere else suddenly, and they're in their body. It's because their soul has traveled to different dimensions. It means on a daily basis, we are connected directly to the divine and having conversation with our spirit guardians and checking up all of our past and presents and making some decisions, this and that. No, um, it's because of that. We are by birth divine. So when divine intervenes in life, it is for the purpose of our highest good. It means to protect us, to guide us, to be gentle with us. So, my spirit guardians always say it's very essential to be kind to self, because that is how it's supposed to be. Anything that's away from unconditional love, if the God is unconditional, sorry, when love means God, unconditional love means God. So, how can anything be lesser than unconditional love? Means anything that's negative cannot be God at all. So, when we are trying to live our true self, which means we are divine by birth, the closer we connect ourselves to the higher self, our own higher self, which means we get to experience that what God would behave, what consciousness would, the consciousness of the universe would behave, that is unconditional loving, which means not just for others but towards ourselves. So it's very important to be kind, and that is why self acceptance is very good, very essential for a human. Imagine if a child who grows up in a family where the child is completely accepted and it's supported, celebrated, and provided for, nurtured for, looked after for, and the child will grow completely differently, growing with that kind of a self confidence. And if a child grows up in a family where they lack that, they until they come out of it, they tend to have that self doubt, negative self talks, kind of doubting themselves, or having a behavior system that's indecisions, these kind of things. It's because they feel the lack of lot of things, because of their fear whether it's going to work out, whether it's not going to work out, whether this is right, this is wrong. Their internal divine self is telling to choose what their heart desire to do, but external things are telling them, look, this is how you're taught. Your heart is saying something. This is always there, those heart versus mind thing, because it's not your mind. It is the influence of the earth. That is how it is. This is very simple. Our heart is the actual answer for every single thing, not the head. It is simply because our heart is connected to divinity, divine world, our higher self as well. So when there are two options, even if there is a two plates of food are kept is there, and you look at both of it, and if you are in a very high vibrational mode, anybody wouldn't choose time, like they wouldn't spend time to choose it. They just go for it because they know by default. This is called being alert, being in a calmer mode, but being in a very alert mode. It is not being cautious at all. Now, alert is very different. This is consciously I'm speaking. People are cautious, too much cautious. It's because they feel fear, because they have reasons. So we are not supposed to do that on earth. My topic was something, but it leaned towards something. Both are important. My topic was how we are supposed to be that gentle touch in our own life. This is exactly, if someone is too much criticizing, negative towards themselves, their negative self-talk, it's unnecessary. It's very important that we give importance to ourselves and treat ourselves the best that we can by being that gentle, kind, understanding, accepting our own self completely, and letting go of all the negative belief systems, and not let anybody walk over us, and making sure there is always something that makes us laugh, smile. It's never about others, it's about us. Yes, if somebody is not nice, it's our right to cut them off from our life. It's also a personal choice. It's because it's something people would prefer that, some people doesn't prefer that. So topic is very clear. It's very essential for a human to be that divine to themselves. When we do that, it means we are consciously ascending, which means we have more control over our own life, because we are telling the universe, look, I'm treating myself so nicely, so kindly. Means universe always says yes, means it also starts to do that. This is how having the change in belief system is very, very important to have that. For example, there are certain people who judge themselves for not being able to talk to somebody else when they were in a bad situation, or they were not able to help somebody, or they were not able to do something that they decided to do, and talking to themselves, they're this, they're that. No, instead of saying that they are forgetful, or they are whatever that it is, it's important that we affirm, Yeah, I have a very good memory. Instead of saying very negative things, why should we say negative things? So, because of the universal nature, the law of the universes that says we have the right to choose, which means instead of saying negative statements, we better stick to positive statements. Instead of saying, oh, this is forgotten by XYZ, means it's better to say, yes, I already remember that. I remember very well. And let it go, and it comes. So my point of this video is that, and there are a lot of things that I covered. I hope it helps.